Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Under Contract podcast. I'm joined here by a new friend, a friend we've talked on social media, which is such a powerful tool nowadays. I feel like half the people I introduce, I'm like, I've been talking to them for 2 years on Instagram.
Yeah,
but
like 2 months at least.
Yeah, a couple months. And but Mr. Kyler McGraw, tell the people who you are, what you do.
Yeah, man. Just crazy. I'm a mate by trade, actually. So last 10 years I've spent navigating ships and harbor tugs.
Okay.
Yeah. About, I'd say 2.5 years ago, I was just up duck hunting in Canada with some of my good buddies. And we were just talking about business and how to make money with like not trading your time for money.
Right.
And, yeah, so about 2 years ago, man, I got involved with some investment properties down in Galveston.
So when you say investment properties, were they like multifamily or just rentals, Airbnb?
Yeah, we kind of got sucked into the Airbnb stuff down there. We really just were buying a investment property with like a self-directed IRA. Got involved with that. So we were thinking about this whole 30-year return on investment and not having to compete with the market down there as much.
It was just like a long-term hold thing?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So it was doing well. I wouldn't say we were just cranking cash flow, but it was sustainable, right?
Right. Paying for itself at least.
Exactly. Yeah. So when I got involved with that, I got connected to a gentleman named Alberto.
I know Alberto,
Medellin.
Yes.
So he's involved with the Rehab with Ehab coaching program. And
he's been on the podcast before, actually.
Oh, right on. Look at that. Small world. So anyways, he got involved with coaching me. And I think that was a very big part to our success right now. He kind of taught me to have this dream team, so to say.
Yeah.
Just building out your dream team is one of the most, it's crazy what it can do to kind of streamline your business, and just having people that you can call instead of
it's everything, bro.
Not doing everything yourself.
And when you say dream team, like who are the different, what are their roles?
Oh, absolutely, man. So our friends over at Helix Insurance Group, owned by Adam and Emily Rust, they've been a big help right now, especially when you're doing deals and moving them fast. Just having vendors like that.
Like, get me a quote.
Oh, yes, absolutely, man. It's everything. Speed's everything, because if you can go write offers that are just quick cash close in 5-10 days.
Because you already know everything you need to know, because you have the people on your side that, like, when you say speed kills, like foreclosure auctions.
Oh man.
Like if you have a title company that you can send them 4 or 5 addresses, hey, run these titles, see what's on the title, then you can bid with confidence, versus some guy that's like, I hope there's nothing on the title that we have to take. Yeah.
Hello. And just to elaborate on that, man, on your dream team, that's why I'm primarily going to have exclusive title companies like Capital Title of League City. They are great, man. When I need something done, they get it done. They've made some comments on how investors kind of handle their business there and how they're talking to people.
How investors are talking to people?
Exactly. Just like timelines. And, some people get a little bit cranky and send some nasty grams. And it's like, look, these are people at the end of the day.
Oh, dude.
And if you can just plan ahead on your own part, I think that'll kind of move out of asking them why isn't this closing on time if you don't have proper expectations up front. But anyways, they're doing a great job, man. The dream team's important. Insurance, title, I think, are some of your biggest players of the game once you're under contract, getting to the closing table. And that takes time and relationships to build. I mean, I'm about 2 years into this now, 2.5 years, and just I would say there's at least 30 people that are in my network or team right now that get things done behind the scenes. you feel like it's a one-man show sometimes because you kind of operate independently too.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? So it's like having that kind of streamlined now is able to help myself as an investor. I can explain this. Basically do what I'm good at.
Yep. And what you enjoy doing.
Exactly. I don't want to be searching around for the best insurance quote. I've got Helix for that. Mm-hmm. They're a brokerage. They're out of Tiki Island. Everyone's jammed up down there, whether it's commercial or residential, car, whatever you need, you know. I mean, one of them on this fourplex we just got under contract, and well, actually we're in the middle of it's actually be done. We're in the refinance process now. Quickest project. I still think I'm under contract right now.
I feel like you just started that. I saw it.
It's fastest project I've ever done.
That's awesome.
I can't even.
So that means you have great insurance, you have good lenders, you have good contractors, like bang, bang, bang. Because, I mean, Alberto's told me some stories of lessons he learned the hard way with contractors and all that stuff. Well,
exactly, man. It's just like with the insurance stuff, we were able to get a builder's risk with TWIA involved with it, all in the same lump. Like, usually have to get those separately. Mm-hmm. So it's just, honestly, it's like an out-of-body experience right now with how fast and well that project's going.
Take the good ones where you can get them, dude.
Man, absolutely.
Absolutely. And having an insurance broker right there in Tiki Island, like, they're going to know Galveston County.
Oh, for sure.
Because, like, I've seen a couple times where you never know, like, where an insurance broker is going to be or a lender. And say, for example, if it's a deal in, like, Seabrook or El Lago, they're not super familiar with, like, the area and, like, what's involved in quoting that area. Like in Galveston County, I think my house, the windstorm is built into the policy. But then, like, Harris County, I think it's separate and it's a separate cost.
Correct.
So then, like, the lender may not know that, and then they quote low on the insurance, and then when the buyer gets their insurance quote, they're like, what the?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, man. That's a great point you just brought up, because that's where they kind of specialize. When I'm doing refinances, man, it's sometimes, I mean, you know how it goes. These lenders are just selling off their notes when we get done. In 2 weeks, it's with a different servicing company. And I get an email and I have to log in and do my passwords. But a lot of these lenders are on the West Coast and they don't know how to talk TWIA. So that's where I have to make some calls to my insurance brokerage and be like, look, can you please explain to them this whole TWIA thing, and it just makes things a lot easier.
Just like an insurance broker here wouldn't know a lot about like wildfire insurance.
Oh, exactly.
It's just a totally different part of the country.
Exactly, man. And, this whole area in like Seabrook and stuff, that is one of the harder areas to insure.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
It's retarded, man. I mean, it's funny because I believe it was a tornado in early 2022 or 23.
That was in the Pasadena Deer Park area. Yeah.
Yes, it's crazy, man, because I was still on Harbor Tugs then. And right there at the 146 bridge in Baytown, I was docking right there in current, sideways to my tugboat, trying to get in there with a north wind, a lot of current, all the things. And we just had that storm. And that was one of the first things I was thinking about, because I just got started into some real estate investing then. And we were just like, man, these quotes around here are about to really start to go up.
They have, man. That's where I'm from, is like Pasadena. I grew up at like Fairmont and Center Street, basically.
Okay.
So like, when that tornado went through there, it was a shock because we never had anything like that. I've never even seen us. I don't ever really even remember hearing of tornadoes as a kid. Like, it was a freak deal.
Unheard
but
of.
We drove down Spencer Highway, and that post office was destroyed. All those buildings were just like Coke cans. That storage facility right there on Spencer, man. The whole center was just leveled, dude. It was like surreal, right? I know this dude that lived in Deer Park, and he said that he heard it outside, and when he opened his door, he felt like it sucked the air out of his lungs. the vacuum of the tornado. Isn't that trippy?
That's trippy, man. I wouldn't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, I'm starting to kind of get worried about insurance costs because it's going to, like, people can only afford to pay. They don't like the price, and the price of a home is predicated on three things: the real estate market, the market price, but that's predicated on like affordability. So taxes and insurance. So like people, it's not that people can't afford a $600,000 house. They can't afford to go over X amount of dollars per month. However that's set up, right? So like when your insurance goes from $3,000 a year to, you know, in El Lago, I had one that was $1,000 a month to insure.
Oh man.
And it just never would sell just because it was like a $300 and something thousand house.
Yeah.
And when you build that into the payment, it's like, this should be like a $500,000 house, but it's not. It's like not, it's just because the insurance was like $1,000 a month. So what does that do? Like where does that end? Like where do, like 10 years from now, you extrapolate that out and it's just going to get to a point where some houses are going to just have to be like, do you just give them back to the bank, or like you can't sell it? Like what happens then? I don't know.
I think the banks are going to have to take a reality check soon, especially in this market with the cost of flood insurance in Tuia. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to figure something out. I mean, I've got one of my rentals on the market right now in Bio Vista, and it's rented out till March of next year. Needs a little bit of work, but it's priced correctly. But I just kind of told the listing agent, look, like, we're going into this with no expectations. It's either going to sell or it's not, or it's going to sell when it's going to sell. I don't really stress about things like that. I believe it's God's timing and all the things. And, you know, worst case scenario, when the lease ends up, if it doesn't get released, we'll fix it up. We'll put a boat dock on it and we'll sell it.
Yeah.
We'll sell it for probably $150,000 more than I paid for it. So, you know,
that's the best mentality you could ever have in this market. And I wish people would listen to that and hear this, because you get people that think that, you know, it's like, oh, what are you going to do to sell my listing? It's like, dude, I pay, you know, I spend $10,000 a month to do what I do, to make sure your home's on every website with the highest quality photos, with the most amount of eyes in front of it. It's on my social media that has a combined 30,000 followers. Like it's out there. I promise you it's out there. And people who are looking for a home, if you're out in public, if you're at Discount Tire waiting to get your tires rotated, what's everybody doing? So it's on there. Like, so the price is going to sell the home. I mean, that's always been the case, but especially now. Like, buyers do not want to overpay right now.
Definitely. I mean, they're asking for max concessions. They want a new roof, and they want freaking Starlink on there. They want everything, man.
Yeah.
They want it all. And, you know, some people are in a position where they can't, if their back's against the wall, they got to do what they got to do. But some people don't realize that some people's backs aren't against the wall, and you're not going to be able to come in and lowball something and get all those negotiations. You just got to really figure out why the seller needs to sell and actually get it from the agent. And don't play this dance like, are we selling this house? Are we going to do it or not?
I hate that dance.
Don't waste people's time.
I think that dance is like an outdated thing that older agents did. You know, I was shopping multifamily with these people in downtown, and we were looking at a couple properties listed by this one guy, and it was listed for, I think it was listed for 700 or something. And he's like, at the showing, he's like, you know, we know this is worth 750 all day. And I'm like, okay, well then why hasn't it sold for 700 then?
Oh, you know what? I think I saw that post.
Yeah.
I think I did.
But it's like, what are we doing? Why are you saying that?
I know, man.
Like it's this weird thing where I don't know whether to call him out on it right then and there, because I know the truth, but like I feel like it's that old school thing. And I think you probably saw that agent that messaged me about Galveston was like, I can't believe you would tell someone to lowball, make low ball offers. It's like,
it's such a broken record.
Well, if the house has been on the market for over a year, why am I going to come offer your asking price? Like, and she was like, you must not have clients in Galveston. I'm like, dude, I have. Last year I had happy,
absolutely
ecstatic buyers who were buying their homes from people who were ready to work with us. They were super reasonable on negotiations. Everybody walked away happy. Everybody, like, what's wrong with that? So, like, and I just made a post today. It's like, I'm never gonna lie about the market to make it seem like it's better than it is to like get listings or like get clients.
All you have is your name.
All you have is your name. And like, I literally have people messaging me like, hey man, thanks for saying what you're saying about the market. I wish more people were like that. And, keep up the good work. I'm like, that's cool. Like, that's worth it right there for people to just recognize like this dude's 100%. Real. So I think that's the future rather than like, because realtors and real estate, investors kind of get the same rap. Like, oh, y'all are just trying to. Dude, I had a guy the other day. I was looking at the foreclosure list coming up, and he was in my neighborhood. And I look at the paperwork is all online, right? Mm-hmm. So he's been paying the note since 2007, and I'm like, this dude could just sell and come out like a bandit, make a couple $100,000, and go get an apartment, get back on his feet. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call this dude. So I called him. Hey, this is so-and-so. And the moment I said Blake with eXp Realty, oh, don't call me ever again. You're trying to take advantage of me. Da, da, da. And I said, dude, I'm not. I'm trying to help you. Go F yourself. You're not trying to help me. But like, I'm literally like trying to get him out of that situation, put cash in his pocket, help him get set up. And it's either that or give it back to the bank and lose all that money.
It's crazy you brought that up because on the acquisition side or wholesaling side,
that's what you do for a living. So
I'm seeing it at a different lens because a lot of the people that you're talking to like that, I feel like it's too late for them. And they're at the point where like, if it's on the foreclosure list, like their back's against the wall, and that reaction that he gave you is because he knows he's in a jam. And we try to get in front of people before they get in a jam so they can walk away with something and not see their house on the foreclosure list or know it's going to auction soon. Like if they're already got an agent and they're listing it and it says it's a foreclosure, it's like, man, I wish I could have got in front of them 6 months ago.
Yeah, because at that point, the bank is kind of helping them get rid of it, right? Because I've had deals, I did one last year where it was that situation. They were the original owners, weird enough, but they were just, 89 years old, and they were just running out of money. And the bank was like, look, we have to net this, and then we'll do it. And that's how it worked out.
Like a short sale?
Yeah.
It's funny. I went to a short sale class not too long ago, and the general rule of thumb is 88%, right? And
like that means that's what the bank wants.
88% of what
fair market value.
Yep, exactly. Or no, what
they owe.
What they owe, and it looks like they're actually accepting 80% now
because they don't want to. Like, what are they going to do with it?
That's kind of what we were talking about with affordability and the insurance and the tax. Like, they've got to do something about this. I mean, I'm seeing houses that are basically, if you want to refinance them and there's a ton of equity, the banks are actually going off that appraised value and not necessarily the market value now too.
So say that again. They're going off the appraised value, not the market value?
Correct.
So what's the significance of that?
They're saying, I think I can sell the house for this, and the market's talking back to them, saying it's not really worth it.
And at the end of the day, I've always said with appraisals come down to the appraiser and the kind of day he was having that day.
Oh, man.
And, I've done jumbo deals where you have to get two appraisals. Right. And there'll be 150,000 difference on the same house.
Oh, 100%.
So, and we, during COVID, were getting appraisals. Like, there's contract addenda where, say, if Kyler really wants a house and it's listed at 400, and he can go make an offer on it for 450, like it's multiple offers. I want this freaking house.
Right.
You can waive your appraisal and just make up the difference in cash. So say it appraises at 400, the bank's like, we're only at 400. You can throw in 50.
Correct.
And get it. So people were doing that. That's why values went up so high. And then appraisals started getting crazy. And there was just a few times where we would get the appraisal back. I'm like, I know this is going to be short, and it would make, and I'd be like, holy crap. I've seen it, dude.
That's wild. We had actually my first flip I ever did in near the downtown Houston area. Brazier was having a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, there was a wasp nest I hadn't taken care of. He got stung a few times. Actually, came in lower than me and my coach had, calculated on the appraisal, because this is my first flip. I'm getting my hand held a little bit, and we argued it and won. And I've had to do that 3 times now. I've actually gone toe to toe and put the boxing gloves on, and it's worked, man. You just got to back up your case with evidence. And I think that's one of the biggest steps from contract to closing is that appraisal. And that conversation needs to happen, whether you're on the wholesaling side or just a FSBO or residential, having that conversation of what the appraisal is going to be at, or what it could be at, or what it could not be at. It just needs to be a conversation.
I think that's where agents can really make an impression for like a lifetime on someone.
Absolutely.
Is like, if you fight an appraisal and win, that's huge. I had one in Crosby last year that it was a confusing deal because we were cutting out a piece of land and selling the rest of it with the house, and the appraisals came in. One of them was, man, I forget the exact numbers, but it was 2 appraisals because it was a jumbo. And then they came in quite a bit different. And I'm like, okay, first of all, why are they so different? And then I was looking at the appraisals. I'm not going to lie. I just ran both of them through ChatGPT, because what it'll do is spit out like, okay, this is the square footage, the subject property square footage is this, the lot size is this. One of the appraisers totally botched the lot size. He way undercut it. So I immediately noticed. I called him. I was like, dude, y'all, it's 3.9 acres, and they put that it was like an acre or something. So I think some agents would just get it and just be like, well, looks like the deal's not happening.
Oh yeah, no, that's
so. But we fought tooth and nail on that deal and finally got it done. And I was just so by the time I walked away from closing on that one, I was just like, oh, I felt like it was. I don't know if you've ever closed deals where you expect it to be like this big relief, but it didn't even feel. It was just like, is this real? Like a week later, I was like, wow. Okay, it closed. All right, I'm good. I was just so heightened from that deal.
It's almost like an out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
Honestly. So what do you think needs to change in the appraisal world as far as stuff like this?
Well, when you have human beings doing anything, there's going to be people that are really good at their job and people who suck.
Yeah, it's going to kind of.
Realtors, appraisers, doctors, cops, TV evangelists. Some of them are great. Some of them are not.
Absolutely.
So I don't think you'll ever get the human element out of it. I think AI is probably going to take a bigger front role on all that stuff as more data gets fed into it over time. I think maybe 5 years from now, you'll have an AI underwriting for that stuff.
Man, honestly, so what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that's a good idea, a bad idea?
It's coming. It's
coming no matter what.
It's coming. And it's going to be more extrapolated and more in depth than anyone realizes. Because the human brain thinks very linear.
Correct.
And I think I just said this on the last podcast I was talking to Colton about.
Right.
We were talking about AI. The human brain just goes from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. Yeah. AI is going to go from 0 to 10 to 1 million to 1 billion and it's going to just go, and we're not even people have no clue. like it's gonna make, I think it'll make like big companies so much more profitable. Like I think we'll see the stock market, and this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial guy. I just like my personal opinion is that I think the stock market is just going to have so much market cap added to it because these huge companies that are already like bigger than you could ever imagine, Nvidia, like over a $4 trillion market cap. Oh, yeah. Like how much more are they going to be able to do and just streamline what they're doing with AI? Like I don't think we understand what's going to take place.
It's definitely a rabbit hole right there for sure.
It is. It is.
Big one.
It is. And, you know, and but it's been changing, right? Like my dad, you know, he was born in 1960. Okay. So he kind of started working and starting his company in the early 80s and then kind of got into real estate stuff in the early 90s. And he'll tell me stories about like how he bought properties. He was like, yeah, you know, I knocked on this lady's door and just made her a handshake deal right there and bought like a couple acres for like 20 grand or something. Man. Those days are over, dude. Like he was telling me one time there was a piece of land that it just sold for like 700,000. And he told me, he goes, you know that land over there on Allen Genoa? Like we're from Pasadena, that area. I was like, yeah. He was like, in the early 90s, there was a for